By Trolley Bay the Fianna lay there hunting through for the day. Fionn sat proud with his captains near, Gall Morna grim and clear. Oscar bold with his battle stare, Conan the bald with a shaven glare, Keen Kilt as swift as the winter gale, and Cumhaill the harper small and frail. When sudden the ground began to quake, and the still night's peace the earth did break, from out the dusk with a merry bound, each footfall sent a tremor round. A woman tall as the bending oak, her golden hair in the firelight woke. She laughed aloud at the startled sight, and joined their cheer in the camp that night. Fionn leaned close to Gull with a grin, did you ever see such a lass come in? Gull laughed loud by the sun and sea, no woman so tall was ever to be. Said Fionn, if we stood on our toes just now, perhaps she might hear us from there somehow. Up there, laughed Fionn, can you hear us well, or must we shout what we wish to tell? The giant maid gave a chuckling cheer, I'll stoop a bit so your words I hear. I'm Viviann of the fair hair, said she, from the land of ladies beyond the sea. My father Trajan wears the crown, with daughters many and few sons renowned, but near us dwells a giant Ardagrim, and I was forced to wed with him. Now I've come to seek famed Fionn the brave, who shields the weak and those who crave a place of safety free from wrong. So here I stand among your throng. Fionn took her hand, both strong and fair, and placed it in Gall's with a warrior's care. Then welcome, lady, to fire and cheer, for no harm shall touch you while we are near. She slipped a helm from her noble head, and a river of golden curls she shed. 70 tresses the firelight crowned, and the men of the Fianna all gathered round. By the gods, said Oscar, it's no small feat to find a lady so tall and sweet. Come, maiden fair, said Gall with cheer, will you take a hero's share of dear? She shook her head with a merry smile, I'll eat but the portion of yon we file, and pointed to the harper small, whose tunes had just been blessing all. They laughed at that, and the food was brought, with yes and stories the night was fraught. She drank from her hand and splashed the rest, saying only gold-rimmed cups suit best. They roared with mirth at her royal ways, and two struck tunes for the campfire blaze. Gilda told tales of hunts long past, Oscar boasted his spear flew fast. Conan the bald made jests so lewd, that even Gall roared where he stood. The giant made laugh till the embers glowed, and the warmth of the Fianna freely flowed. But laughter broke as the firelight swayed, shadows leapt where the bright sparks played. From the dark there came a thundering tread, and a rider loomed with his cloak blood red. Viviann's smile was gone in a breath, her voice a whisper edged with death. That is the one from whom I fled, the giant Ada, my fear, my dread. The Fianna shifted their stances bold, the air grew taut, the night turned cold. Stand firm, cried Fionn, guard her well, as through the camp like a storm he fell. In a blur of hooves and a ringing shout, the stranger struck and wheeled about. Shields were shattered, sparks took flight as he tore through the camp and into the night. Then Fionn, red with a wrath like flame, cried out to his men in the hero's name, you have all seen, avenge this deed, or none of you Fianna again shall be. Over the hills in the moon's cold gleam, they chased out the rider toward the stream. Swift as the hawk the hunters flew, Oscar and Cumhaill to the foremost two. Through briar and bramble, o'er rock and fen, they gained on the giant again and again. Cumhaill to spear tore the shield away, Oscar seized the giant spear in the fray. But Ada wheeled with a thunderous cry, spray from the shore to the stars did fly. He plunged through the breakers fierce and fast, each stride more wild than the one just past. A ship lay waiting in western light, and bore him off to the edge of night. Back to the fire the hunters came, their prize in hand, their hearts aflame. The red brand shield, the thunder spear, won from the foe they chased in fear. But joy was done when they reached the fire. Viviann lay in the grass stricken dire, her golden hair like a crown had spread, but her cheek was pale and her warmth had fled. Fine are the arms you've taken this night, but my eyes grow dim, I lose the light. I thank you, friends, for the care you gave, though under your guard I found my grave. Bury me higher where the green hills run, and carve my name for the passing sun. Tell those who ask in years to be, that Viviann found her rest by the sea. They wept as the dawn broke cold and care, lazing among the lull to hear. And later the dead woman still thus keet, a giantess rest in her last bronze sweet.